Galaxy S22 Ultra, iPhone 13 Pro Max, two phones, two beasts on the same mission, your cash. Let's find out which one can boot up faster here in the speed test in 3, 2, 1. And we'll begin the speed test by talking about the specifications. You have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I was gonna say Note 22 Ultra, feels so much like a Note. We do have the Adreno 730, Android 12 4.1, over here iOS 15.3.1, as well as Apple's A15 Bionic in-house chip with 6 gigabytes of RAM. We have 12 gigs of RAM over here. Both of these are 256 gigabyte storage. And you could see the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Wow, that is a very slow boot up by comparison to this iPhone 13 Pro Max. I don't know what the heck is going on right here. Samsung, not trying to make you look bad, but what the heck is this? There's not an update, by the way. I didn't do an update on this phone. I don't know why this is taking so long. But I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to cut it out of this video because this phone is brand new. So I'm going to give it a couple of months to see how it performs going forward after they get a few updates on it. Because I got to say, right out the gate, there's been a little bit of a twitchy scroll on some of the pages, as well as some of the apps been a little bit twitchy. But again, I didn't do an update right now or nothing like that. So I don't know why that boot up took so long. A lot of people say, why do you do the boot ups? Well, this actually showed that the iPhone 13 Pro Max was much faster in that regard. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and do the biometric portion of this video. You can see with the Galaxy S22 Ultra, you can go ahead and unlock it with the screen off, and it's very fast. And I find this fingerprint sensor to be super quick and reliable, even faster than some of the prior ones. Also, if you give it a quick look, you'll see it also unlock very fast, very quick, and you can bypass the lock screen. Now with Apple's Face ID, super reliable, super secure, a great authentication method. If you do just pick it up this way, it'll kind of start looking for you and you get right in. So you do have two different ways, fingerprint sensor or Face ID, and then you have the less secure but conveniently fast Face Unlock for the S22 Ultra as well. So everything is closed out for both phones, and couple things I want to mention here. I did turn up the processing speed on the Galaxy S22 Ultra to maximum performance over here. I also want to mention that Apple is further along in the development of software for the 13 Pro Max, so it might be a little bit quicker because they've had time to refine it. This is still on the pre-order stages, so we might have to do this speed test part 2 after a few updates. Right now, I can tell you there's been a couple of chops, a couple of twitches on my S22 Ultra. It's not perfect right now, but it's still a beast of a phone. So let's go ahead and close everything out on both, and we'll head into calendar. And you'll see right there, pretty similar. Calculator. One thing I also want to mention I noticed is the animation speeds look a little different depending on how you come out. So if you come out fast, the Samsung animation kind of jumps up there, and sometimes it gets a little jagged, whereas it stays a little bit smoother on the iPhone. It follows that action a little bit better. We didn't go to weather yet on Samsung, so we'll close it out. But let's go into weather here on both of them, and I find these always to open quite a bit similar. They actually look quite similar as well and provide similar functions, although Samsung throws these stories down in here I don't like because they're distracting, whereas Apple just gives you the radar and gets on to the weather business. So I'd like to see Samsung get rid of those. Let's go into Instagram, and you can see Instagram is first there for the iPhone. Usually these apps are faster on Android devices, but today it looks like the iPhone is winning out. But a lot of people probably want to see how do the actual photos and videos perform in Instagram. I'll check those out for the full review. Let's go into Twitter, so be subscribed for that. Twitter faster on, was that the iPhone? It looked like the iPhone maybe. Let's go ahead and click a post. And you can see iPhone a little bit faster. And again, we're on maximum performance here. Let's go into Groupon, and you can see Groupon. And I've seen articles saying that the A15 is faster than this Snapdragon chip. I even seen an article yesterday. I don't know who wrote this article, but somebody was saying like they should just give up already. Like stop trying to beat Apple because the A15 is like light years ahead. In the real world, doesn't seem that way, but it is a little bit snappier so far. I'm noticing the scrolling is a little smoother again on the iPhone on the right. And I'm not trying to give it all the credit, I'm just calling it like I see it, bro. Let's go into Amazon. So if you disagree because you're just fanboying over the Samsung device, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm fanboying over the Samsung device as well. But when it comes to speed, I'm gonna call it like I see it. Let's go into Best Buy here, and you can see Best Buy definitely faster on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's go into products. Faster again on the S22 Ultra, and that time a little bit faster on the iPhone. But if you look closely, that scroll is just a little bit jankier on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's go into eBay. You can see eBay faster for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, just a little bit. Not gonna change your life or nothing like that. And you can see iPhone again, just a little bit quicker for those Rolex. Let's go into Starbucks. Who's getting I'm getting coffee first on the S22 Ultra. Back it up, iPhone. Let's go into Prime Video, and I'm watching movies first on the left, and in a better format. We have a much more vibrant display. I think movie watching, the S22 Ultra is the way to go. I keep calling it the Note. It feels so much like one. It's just the vibrancy, the saturation. I rather watch it on here, and the punch hole display versus the notch. When it comes to media consumption, that's the move right there. So let's go into YouTube here, and you'll see YouTube it was first on the iPhone, but then I had them pop-ups on both. There's my unboxing from yesterday. You'll see overall pretty good on both of them. No big issues here. Let's head up out of there. We'll go into PUBG Mobile here and see which one can open this game first. Now, historically, the iPhones usually win in this area, so I would be not surprised if they take a victory once again. Just to get to our load screen here for PUBG. In game, both of them are 120 Hz, so they should be quite smooth. I find the iPhone does really well with keeping the heat down. Being that it's not a gaming phone, it does pretty darn good in this respect. Galaxy S22 Ultra looks to be like it might be a little bit behind, but it may catch up. You never know. And yes, looks like we just had an ad here. The iPhone was ahead. I just didn't skip the ad, so definitely quite nice there for both of them. You can play PUBG just fine. Both are going to be a nice big experience with the display. Very good. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2 here, see which one is faster to load this. Apple once again. Let's hit play, and we'll see. This is kind of weird, these results I'm seeing, because last year the S21 Ultra was actually outperforming the iPhone. So I think the S21 Ultra actually launched a little bit more refined, a little bit smoother than this S22 Ultra. It almost seems like they rushed this one out a little bit. So let's go into Asphalt 9. So I just think we need a couple updates to improve the performance on S22 Ultra, and then we'll be back in business. But for now, it looks like the iPhone is taking it in speed just by a little bit, and a little bit smoother as well. The ProMotion is like those iPad Pros. It's really smooth here. This doesn't make it the better phone though. It just really depends on what you want though. Like there's still a lot more benefits to the S22 Ultra over this. And you can see that the game did load up first here on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let's head up out of there. We'll go into Crossy Road, and you'll see Crossy Road is faster here for the Note. I mean the S22 Ultra. Give me a couple days, guys. I got to get used to calling this the S22 Ultra. It's just not in my brain yet. Give me a few days. I'm just a Note user from the past, so you know you got to give me some slack here. So let's go into Premiere Rush, and you can see that does open first here for S22 Ultra, and we'll go into Geekbench 5, and you see that's the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So overall, I would say the 13 Pro Max did win out a few more, but again, it's really tight. This is probably again not the deciding factor here in 2022. However, this is a little bit twitchy right now, so I'm hoping Samsung pushes out a performance update on the S22 Ultra. I'm seeing a little bit of stutter here and there on their adaptive refresh. So let's go ahead and do the RAM management. We'll just see if we get any reloads on either, again, 12 gigs of RAM, twice as much on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's head up out of here. Asphalt 9, they both had it, and I don't expect any delays here on either of them. They should hold these just fine, and we'll head up out of there. YouTube, and we'll head up out of there. Prime Video. I've been missing the tap on the S22 Ultra. I better press it better. Let's go into eBay. You can see right there Best Buy, and you can see they both had that. Amazon, they both had that. ESPN, they both had that. Groupon, a little bit of a load time on the S22 Ultra. Twitter, Instagram, but again, the iPhone uses those screenshots to make it look like it's 100% open. We'll go into clock here. we'll go into calculator and we'll go into calendar. So not a major difference here, but again, you know, with the Galaxy S22 Ultra with its S Pen support, you're going to be able to use that power, that RAM a lot more productivity can be taking place if you know what you're doing, if you know how to use it to that degree. If you just want a standard style smartphone, the iPhone is a boss performer. So in the speed test, I also want to talk about just those hiccups I was talking about a little bit earlier. Did you see it right there? It kind of just did it right now. Like it was just like a little bit of lag. Like, okay, look, it's scrolling through. Do you see it? It's like a little bit of it's like a little jitter. Like when I'm scrolling through, I didn't see this on the S21 Ultra when it launched. Now look at the iPhone here. If we go over to apps, again, I'm not trying to persuade you that to get this iPhone over this. If you're here and you want to know about it, I'm just trying to tell you what I'm experiencing right now. And again, this is preliminary. We are at the beginning stages, and when phones first launch, they usually have some updates, some kinks they got to be worked out. So don't take this as a definitive result here. It's definitely not, but I have to tell you, it's just something I've been noticing right now as of the recording of this video. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is definitely the smoother phone. So let's go ahead now and just open the cameras up. I'll bring my little Android guy in here for this test and see how fast they can open up. One of the best features of both of these, they're amazing cameras. Let's hit camera and you'll see that might have been the S22 Ultra. Let me go ahead and close this out, close that out. And let's go in 3, 2, 1. Yep, nope, that was the iPhone. We'll do it one more time. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, the iPhone a little faster on opening the camera as well. So a little bit faster camera experience there on the iPhone. And here we are. The test always finishes faster on iPhone. So the Galaxy S22 Ultra, 959 on the single core. And that's a little bit better than the S21 Ultra, not by a lot. Multi-core got a little bit worse than my S21 Ultra or these Poco F3. Note 20 Ultra. These scores are not great that I just seen right there. So I do think that we could do a little bit better than this. Maybe it's because I'm running the phone, it's kind of hot right now. Again, even if it wasn't hot, it's not gonna outdo this ridiculous score on the iPhone. 1742 on the single. That's outshining its average, and its multi-core 4764. So sorry if you were hoping that the Note 22 or the S22 Ultra was the phone that's going to take down the iPhone 13 Pro Max. You'd be mistaken. This is not the area it's going to take down the 13 Pro Max. The 13 Pro Max is the speed demon. It's the speed king, and it remains at the top of the crown. But I am going to say one thing. I still recommend the S22 Ultra if you love the S Pen, if you like doing more productivity based stuff on your phone, if you want the 4 camera setup versus the 3 on the iPhone, if you love media consumption, if you like taking notes. This is still a boss phone. I just think it needs like an update or two, and it's not quite as smooth out of the gate as the Z Fold 3 was or the S21 Ultra. Maybe it was rushed, I don't know. It just needs a quick performance bug update, and we'll run this test back. We'll run it back. So be subscribed, stay tuned. I'll catch you on the next one. Let me know your thoughts on these two down below in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.